Fledermaus is one of my personal favourite operettas of all time, but it's one of those things also that's kind of hard to summarise. But I think the classic thing that we've been working with is this timeless tale of intrigue, deceit, who actually likes whom, who has betrayed whom, and of course way too much to drink, as usual on New Year's Eve, I feel like. And that's really what I wanted to tap into kind of this production as well, is this, that like everyone has had these same experiences before of going to parties, of meeting people who they may have seen once, but are they actually who they are, and just along those lines. So if we had to think of trying to condense the 3-hour production into maybe a couple sentences, so it opens in von Eisenstein's house with the Rosalinda, our main female character's old lover, returning and wanting to have a big affair with her. However, she is now married. And to Gabriel von Eisenstein, our titular male protagonist in this production. And she is saying, oh no, she can't anymore because she loves Eisenstein. However, what we later find out in Act 1 is that Eisenstein is actually planning, instead of to go to his prison sentence, he's actually planning to kind of skip that and go on to Orlovsky's party instead, to try and maybe find a new love affair or a new kind of arrangement with one of the young opera members. This, however, is revealed to Rosalinda when she gets a letter from an anonymous friend saying that, oh no, Eisenstein is actually going to be at the party and not in prison. So this is when her kind of plot for revenge hatches. However, before she's able to actually get ready and dressed for the party, as she's desperate to do, Alfred returns, unfortunately, to have his lovely attempt to try and get her to fall back in love with him. In the middle of this, the prison director actually shows up, another surprise appearance, to arrest Eisenstein. However, as Eisenstein, of course, is no longer at home, he mistakes Alfred for him, and Alfred gets taken to prison instead. The next act then opens, however, at our incredible ball scene with our lovely chorus, who are going to open to present kind of this whole ball to everyone and all the grandeur that is felt there. Not only does the chorus then appear, however, we also get to meet Ida for the first time, who's Adele's sister, and the two of them plan to find a sponsor for Adele for her theatrical career. They attempt it both with Prince Orlovsky as well as Frank, then later when he appears at the party, to see which one of them is maybe the best option. Prince Orlovsky is bored with having all his money, and so decides that instead he's going to, he wants to laugh again finally. It's the big reason for him hosting this party, because Feike, who's Eisenstein's old friend, he's the original Dr. Fledermaus and is the one who wants to take revenge on Eisenstein for an old joke, and uses Orlovsky's money and the party to do so. And this is where the joke begins to unfold, with Eisenstein being made a fool of by Orlovsky, and then by Adele, and then with Frank as well, up until we get our mysterious Hungarian countess appearing, who is actually Rosalinda in disguise. And this is where we see the true kind of revenge begin to take place, with our Hungarian countess basically making Eisenstein into an absolute fool and requisitioning his watch, which is meant to be a talisman to get all the ladies to fall for him. Very interesting choice of object, I always found. To then be able to prove later that, oh no, he was actually cheating on her at the ball instead of being in prison where he was meant to be. This is also the moment where we get a beautiful Csárdas, a traditional Hungarian song, to try and prove that she is actually Hungarian, until the party descends into absolute chaos with way too much champagne and everyone basically partying up until 6 o'clock, where our main protagonists have to actually go back to work, as we all do after New Year's Eve. And this is where we transition from the ball into the prison, where we see Alfred lamenting his horrible conditions of being locked up in very loud and raucous way, of course, as an opera singer. And this is also where we get to meet Foch, the prison warden, for the first time, who is having a nightmare of a day with Alfred as his prisoner. So he is complaining about this until Frank comes back, hungover and still very drunk, but also hungover already from the party, And it is at this prison then where we get to see everything become resolved with a lovely couple of numbers and a great appearance from Dr. Fledermaus as well.